what you will do, but just so if people need help in this particular area, they have a pocket of people that they can turn to. Research is specifically relating to sifting through pertinent and relevant communication and fact-finding when issues arise that should be addressed by the organization. So if you're one of these people who can find the most obscure thing by using your computer skills, this is the team for you. Next we have political organizing and networking. And I see John here. Paul, do you want to talk at all about kind of political networking, or should I just?
You're talking about reference to one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, great. Let me just say that, as mentioned at the last meetup, Chuck Young made an outstanding comment that this is actually a movement that will extend beyond the presidential campaign of Dr. Ron Paul. This is a movement that will go on, that will involve essentially our children as we fight for limited government and a free country. So this is not specifically just about Ron Paul, though he is the focus of the campaign, no doubt. But this is a movement that will go on. We should be meeting here 2 and 3 years from now on a regular basis to see where we're at. One other comment, if I might, since I do have to dash off to work. Some of us work nights, and there are millions of us who work nights. So, exuberance, irrational exuberance. While we are one of the most fired up meetup organizations in the country, it's important to maintain perspective. Never let the excitement of this campaign come between you and your significant other. Never let the excitement of this campaign and the movement come between you and your children. Some of us have experienced that in our lives. But just always maintain perspective. Maintain that perspective. Be focused in what we do, but always maintain perspective. Now, while it is true that we have a statesman running for Congress, running for president, and he's surrounded by a virtual sea of politics, being a statesman and being a perfect gentleman does not guarantee Ron Paul's White House. It will take effort. It will take stretching. It will take focused effort. Now, what that means, it boils down to, is planting seeds and winning converts. Planting seeds and winning converts, which takes us to Des Moines, back to Iowa. And we're working on a door-to-door campaign for Ron Paul to plant seeds and win converts. Now, there's several reasons why we want to do this. Is to add to the buzz that is the Ron Paul campaign on the ground. I think of it as Phase A. We're in the Phase A right now of the Ron Paul campaign in Iowa. The Phase A ending at the close of business on the 11th of August. That is the date of the straw poll in Ames that Jason mentioned. That ends Phase A. Phase B begins afterward. But contributing to the critical mass that we want to achieve with the campaign is the door-to-door aspect. We do it to create, to add to the buzz, to add to the aura. We do it to prove to the major media that the Ron Paul campaign means serious business, and we will leave no door unknocked in the Des Moines-Ames corridor in Polk County and Story County. So that's what we're talking about. Creating the buzz, adding to the buzz, but importantly, elevating the name recognition of Ron Paul. That is a primary key to that door-to-door campaign. Lastly, essentially, what I'll ask you to do is that please, this weekend and the next few days, look over your schedule between now if you could go to Des Moines for 2 days, for 3 days, for 4 days, and knock on doors for Ron Paul, evaluate your schedules, let us know, and we'll try to plug you in. So what we want to do is divide the Des Moines into quadrants. Oklahoma and Texas will be responsible for the southwestern quadrant, and we'll go from there. But essentially what it boils down to, really, it'll be enjoyable, is that if you can meet friends for lunch in Des Moines, friends here out of the Meetup, and if you can have lunch, and if you can read a map, and if you can decide your game plan for that day, and from 2 to 8 that afternoon, go door to door, and then meet up that evening, compile the streets you've worked, and compile the people that you've discovered who are Ron Paul true believers living in Des Moines, and then simply fax that information to a monitor here, either in Austin or in Des Moines, and do the same thing for 3 days. You can have some fun at this and really help the campaign out. So please look at your schedule over the next few days. See if you can dedicate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in Des Moines, knocking on doors, elevating Ron Paul's name, and I think we'll have a major impact in this campaign. And I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Since Sandra Ryan kind of interjected our regular agenda here, but the next team is political organizing and networking. And their team relates to networking, finding, starting groups from very specific issues or group point of views that will support Ron Paul. Responsible to make sure that people are registered to vote and a resource for understanding the political process. So if this is your niche, this is where you want to be. Our current team leader is not here. I think it is John Reed, just in case you see an email floating around from him. Number 7 is the multimedia team. Brian, do you want to come up here and just quickly talk about your group?
Right now, basically it's anything graphical, anything audio-visual. Right now we're videotaping this. We're going to try to create a YouTube channel for the website, the Ron Paul Watson website, not visual. Basically, so if you want to review this, anything on it, you can watch that. Right now we're working on with the bumper stickers. We got a guy that's made up some new yard signs, which 1,000 of which have gone to a Florida Ron Paul group. And we're looking also at getting t-shirts designed also. The only problem we're running into is a minimum order beforehand. So if any of you guys want to donate or anything like that for t-shirt designs, or if you have any talent using anything Adobe or anything like that that will get you good graphics or video, come see me after the group, and then we break up.
Thanks, Brian.
Short.
And last, we have our technology team, who is led by the fearless Chuck. Or Eric. Chuck and Eric and Matt. There is.
Come on, Chuck, you're not shocked. Huh? You're not shocked.
I'm not. Just Paul. Just
Okay.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
You're going to do the website?
Yeah, I'm gonna
What are you gonna do?
reprogram the whole website while you're talking.
I guess Eric is going to show you. Are you going to do a demo?
Oh, that's awesome.
Show.
Yeah. Do I really need this? I don't think I do. It's a clip on. You all supposed to click on. Like that.
Yeah, I'm Chuck Young. I work really late at night on a dedicated server to support this website and to keep a mailing list.